Hey guys, you are watching Brett's iPod Help, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my personal predictions of what I think is to be released in the next firmware update iOS 5 at WWDC tomorrow. Alright, so let's kick things off with talking about wireless syncing. Now Apple will be announcing iCloud, and this could possibly mean that they would also be enabling wireless syncing for your iDevices. Now with iCloud, all your music, videos, and possibly, I don't know about this, applications would be stored on a cloud server. So once you make a change on your iTunes or on your computer, it changes on your iPod Touch, iPhone, or iPad. So it'll be really cool and would be something I'd like to see in iOS 5. And the next upgrade I'd like to see in iOS 5 is a better lock screen, because currently the lock screen that we all have now has been the same since iOS 1, and there's really no interaction that you can do with it other than the slide to unlock, but that's pretty much it. You do get to see the newest notification, but that's still the newest, not all the notifications that you do have. So you have to go searching through the applications to see what updates you do have or notifications that you do have in that application. And that's pretty much it. There's really not much else that you can do with the lock screen. I'd like to see something like the slide away tweak that's in Cydia. I did a video on that a while ago, about actually a week ago, so you can go check that out. But I'd like to see something like that where you can add like quick launch applications or icons to your lock screen, something like that. Just add a bit more interactivity to your lock screen. Alright, so moving on, another thing that I'd love to see upgraded in iOS 5 is the notification system, because it's very obtrusive and in some cases kind of frustrating, because say you're playing a game or you're reading something in iBooks and all of a sudden you get a text. It stops you from what you're doing, and you can either go reply to the text by leaving the application that you're in, or close the text box and completely forget about it. Personally, I love to see something like the mobile notifier tweak that's in Cydia right now. It's a great tweak, and whenever you get a text, just a little bar pops up at the top of the screen, completely not interfering or pausing what you're doing. You can reply to the text from the application, and it's just great. If you don't have it, you can go check it out. And this next thing that I'm going to be talking about is not really a prediction, but more as a wish. I'd love to see something happening to the Springboard. It's just the same 4x4 layout that's always been since the initial release of the iPhone, I guess you could say. There's really nothing that you can do with it other than just tap the applications, go find the application that you want. That's really nothing much more you can do to the Springboard. I'd love to see something like a little widget system that you can have on your Springboard, at least something to make it a little more, I guess, fun or something like that, at least not too boring as it has always been since, I guess, the initial release of the iPhone. And the next thing I'd love to see upgraded in iOS 5 is the multitasking tray. Now I love the tray, but it could use some improvements, such as a remove all feature. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of you can agree with me that you hate going through the applications tray and tediously removing every application from the tray. So I can be very impatient at sometimes, and I just get annoyed with that. So I'd love to see a remove all feature. As well, I'd love to see a multitasking tray that's in landscape, because when I'm in a game that's in landscape or something like that, and I bring up the multitasking tray, it's in portrait, and I'm kind of like, what the heck was it in portrait? So I'd like to see it in landscape, so I don't have to always tilt my device to go to the multitasking tray. Now, one of the last things that I'd love to see added in iOS 5 is an Editable Dictionary, because I don't know about you guys, but I get super annoyed when I type out a message to a friend or something like that, and there is this one word that is not in Apple's glorious world of words, so my iPod autocorrects it to something else that is completely different from what I'm meant to say. So I'd love to see like an add to dictionary feature for like this misspelled word. That would really make me happy when I'm chatting to my friend or friends, or even typing a message in email, something like that. I'd love to see an add to dictionary feature. Now there are still a lot of things that I'd love to see improved in iOS 5, such as a new YouTube application that's easier to use and quicker to buffer videos. I'd love to see more options in your camera applications, such as snapshot delay, scene recognition, continuous shot, basically anything you can find in your basic digital camera. I'd love to see the ability to create photo albums from your device. I'd love to see the ability to add more applications to your folders on your Springboard, as well as multitasking gestures. There's still quite a bit more, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Why don't you leave some comments down below as to your own personal predictions / wishes that you want to see in iOS 5. So, thank you all for watching my video on what I think might be included in iOS 5. Leave your comments down below as to your personal predictions, as I already said. Also, if you aren't already, subscribe up top. I do a lot of iOS related videos like this. Also, please like it up, it does help me out quite a bit, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.